So we just went to go pick up our weekly hay pickup, and we've been so thankful that, you know, obviously we don't have our barn yet, but the gentleman that we've been getting our hay from the horses absolutely love the hay that we're getting from him. But he's been storing all of our bales of hay for us because he knows we've been delayed on what we need to do for the permit for the barn. And although this barn isn't going to have storage for the hay, once we get the barn built, we'll have a spot where we can put together a thing that we're going to have our hay underneath. So we're right now, just while we've been in that process, he's been keeping all of the hay for us in his dry barn, which has been so lovely that he was willing to do that for us. Super kind, because we're brand new customers to him and he really didn't have to do that, and he offered to keep it for us. And it's just been a really nice blessing for us to have that spot, because we just don't have the room or the storage building yet to be able to have like 30 bales a year for hay. So we were just actually talking about this year and trying to tally up like how many have we used since the hay season started, where they did the cuts last year for having the horses, to plan and predict how many we're going to order for this upcoming year for the horses. And do we just need the hay for horses? We also need some hay now for the coonies, and goodness knows what else is going to happen on the homestead eventually. Maybe we'll need hay for things. So I want to plan ahead and see like what are we going to need for the year. So today we got absolutely the best news ever, and news that I would like to say we've been patiently waiting for, but we have not been patiently waiting to have this news. As you know, several months ago, we started talking about how Philip and I together were going to build a stable barn for our horses, Hudson and London. And we would have liked to have started this project last year in the spring after just getting the horses. But since that didn't happen, we have gone through so many stages of doing different things on a checklist to be able to qualify, to be able to apply for a permit to build the barn. And there's a couple reasons why permits are important. You have to have a legal permit to build anything. Where we live, you have to meet certain qualifications on your land to be able to build where you want to put it. How is it engineered? There's so many different things. And we had a problem with our land that we didn't know was a problem until we went to get the permit for the barn. So I explained this in a previous video, which I'll tag at the top of this here with a card in case you want to go back and watch it. But our property was actually 2 properties. And in order to be able to build the barn on the second property, meaning any land that's like literally not the house or the front porch, so clearly we can't put a barn on the house, although I thought about it. We want to be able to do it on the land that's surrounding the house here. So we had to actually consolidate the 2 properties together. A really expensive and time-consuming process. But now it means that we basically will be allowed to build whatever we want, getting proper permits and having engineered plans for any future projects. And it means that we can get the green light on building our barn. So we just got off the phone while we were getting our hay for the horses today with the permit officer, and we have officially, as of today, met all of the qualifications we need to be able to apply for a permit. And we've been given the green light on our permit. He just needs one final little detail here just to put in the fine print of our permit, so that today, literally within the next hour and a half or so, we will have a hard copy of our permit so that we can break ground on the barn. And we're not breaking ground on the barn until you see the bathroom finished and a few other small things while we're waiting for the weather to be like super nice to build and the ground be, you know, not frozen, because we're technically in winter, even though there's no snow on the ground today. But we are allowed to build as soon as we choose. We're going to start building the barn, which is like so unbelievably excited. I can't even like contain my excitement. So right now what we're doing is Philip and I are making our first, Philip's literally going to pound in the first stake, like where the first corner of the barn is going to be, which is kind of exciting to just map out exactly. We have a visual on where we want it to be, but we want to actually make a string line, big rectangle where the barn's going to be, and then put in that front stake. And we're putting in just a metal, like a garden stake, so that we can then measure off of that stake to the corner of the house and to the corner of our garage, because the permit officer needs to know exactly where the front main corner of the barn is going to go to write it on the permit. So that's our last stage, and we have a permit. We have a permit! Okay, so our barn is 42 by 24, and I'm gonna show you a sneak peek of the photo that came with the plans of the barn. And the plans are done like a red and white barn, like very barny, and we're not going to make ours like that. We're going to style it differently, but the build is going to be what you see in this little plan that we've gotten online from the engineered plans that we bought. And then those engineered plans we bought, we had to have signed by a Nova Scotia, Canada engineer as well. So there's a few modifications, but nothing that visually you're going to be able to see from the exterior from the photos. I'm going to show you, which is excited to show you like what we're actually going to be building, because we are at that point that we can build, which is, oh, just, we're over the moon. Okay, so the barn is going to essentially be, basically, I'm just going to roughly show you from where this fence post is. It's going to come out all the way this way, 24 feet, and then it's going to go 42 feet this way, which takes us to approximately this fence post over here. So it's going to be way out here like this whole area is going to be a stable barn. So Philip is at the point right now. He's at the front corner.
I get to put in the first stake.
Yay! Official! This is so
fun.
So obviously the stake is not a like permanent fixture of the barn. It's just, so what we need to do is we need to measure from this stake all the way up to the corner of the garage there. So he'll have this measurement, and then he's going to have the measurement from this stake here to the corner of the house right there. And you can see all of our barn wood, or at least the framing part of our barn wood is right there. So we're going to go now with the measuring tape, which you see me holding here. We're going to here, and then we're going to there, and then we're done and we can get our permit. So yesterday Philip and I took a 7-hour drive. We dropped the boys off at school and we went for a super long road trip. Typically we would have done this on a weekend when the boys didn't have school, but we're actually expecting a winter storm Thursday night into Friday. And what we were going to pick up, we were worried that we weren't going to be able to go get them in time. And the reason we'd like to do that is because when these things are ready to be picked up, the lady that we get them from likes us to pick them up right away because she doesn't want to have to care for them. She has so many things to do on her homestead. And so it's just really nice to when they hatch out to be able to go get them right away. So we hopped in the truck. We took a really, really long drive to go pick these up. And you know, when you see these, you're going to know why we went to go get more. Last year, you saw that we did a hatching project and we had a bit of a catastrophe with eggs being shipped in the mail. It was not the fault of the woman that sent me the beautiful turkey eggs, but it was definitely the fault of the shipping company. And there was such a big delay and they didn't handle them properly. And you know, we were only able to get 2 baby turkey poults out. One survived and one did not. And so we have Ingeborg, who we hatched ourselves out last year in our turkey coop. And you saw us build our turkey coop and everything to get ready to have more turkeys. And so we ended up winning what we call the turkey lottery. And we ended up with all females, which sounds so lovely because usually when you're having chickens or turkeys, not everyone wants to have additional males to feed. And we actually were really hoping that we were going to have a tom for our turkeys. A male is called a tom because we want to be able to have more turkeys and have fertilized turkey eggs to hatch, to have our own breeders year after year to be able to produce more turkeys. And we got all females. And so we've been on the hunt for a tom, but we really like to have things as babies and then be able to raise them up so they can get to know us and have like the full English homestead experience here and really become part of our family. And so this year we decided to order a dozen more turkeys to be able to raise up. And then hopefully out of that dozen, we can have a tom that will be our dad to all of our babies that will be born in the future. And so we had the lady that we got the turkeys from last year hatch us out some turkey poults. And she was able to have 6 hatch out this week that we went to go pick up. So I'm going to show you them. They're so unbelievably cute. And I'll update you like each week over the next couple of weeks so you can see them grow because they are absolutely darling. And these will be breeders for us. So we're going to give them names and they're going to stay here on our homestead. And then next year, hopefully we have eggs and fertilized eggs that we can incubate in the incubator. And while we were there visiting, Kim and her husband have a beautiful homestead and they have some really, really neat breeds of chickens. And every time we go, we're like, oh my gosh, one day we need to have that. One day we need to have one of those. You just can't go there and not want to get more things and more variety and colors and things you're already doing. We get a rainbow assortment of beautiful chicken eggs. And right now we have 8 chickens that are laying for us. And we wanted to have a little bit more in our coop. We wanted to have a larger number of chickens and produce more eggs than we already are. And we want to have a few other breeds and styles of looking aesthetic chickens in the coop. And it's always neat to see different ones that have, you know, different coloring and are a different breed and just see the different egg colors that they produce to have on your homestead, which is really neat. So we picked up 12 chicks. So we got 6 turkey poults and 12 chicks. And I'm dying to show you what they look like. They're so unbelievably adorable. And you can probably hear them chirping in the background. They have the prettiest sounds. Okay, so here are our little turkey poults. You'll notice they kind of sleep with their heads down. They already tipped their water. I just took their water dishes out so I could film and maybe get them to walk around a little bit. But they're looking rather sleepy. You can see their eyes are closed, but they're so adorable. Come here, little guy. How unbelievably cute they are. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. And these were just hatched the day before yesterday. So we have them on heat and they're all eating and drinking for us. And what we did to get them to start eating is Philip watched them all go in and get some of their crumb that they have. Made sure he kept putting them in until he saw each of them eat. But to be able to get them to drink, we just dip their beaks in a little bit of water. Look at, they're so sleepy. They've been playing all morning. I took them off their heat for just a few minutes to show you. You can see they already start to huddle together. They get cold quick when they're this age. And then these are our adorable little chicks. Look at how stinking cute they are. And they have all different colors. Say hi, little guy. I'm gonna put you this way. So we have the cutest little faces. We have all different colors. This sweet little muffin. Say hi. Hi. You all want to turn the wrong way, huh? Let me see your face. There you are. They're so sweet, you two family. But I had the lady that we got them from show me in the bin which ones were which. So I'm gonna show you what she told me because it's so hard to be able to distinguish them when you don't know all of them and all of the breeds. I'll give you that clip. So we've just kept them in this bin overnight with a red heat lamp with food and water because we wanted to make sure they were all eating really well. Now we're going to transition them into a brooder that will have a brooder for turkeys and a brooder for the chicks so that they can stay in there over the next couple of weeks. These guys, the turkeys will be 8 to 12 weeks before we put them in with the big turkeys outside, and our chickens will probably be very similar in size. And we'll start to integrate them to some outside time in a couple of weeks, but for right now it's far too cold and they need to be under the heat lamp. But what do you think? They're so cute. We have 6 little turkey poults. Look how cute they are. Oh my gosh. Okay, so these ones with the more yellow on their heads.
Checker leghorns.
Okay. And then we have, these ones are just black, white, and gray.
Those are the black copper brand.
Okay. And then what else we got here? Oh, these really orangey. That's adorable.
Buff Orpington.
Okay. And then we have the ones with the brown.
Jubilee Orpington.
Okay. That was
golden lace white on them.
Oh, right. The ones with the little orange on the top. Oh, that little guy's so cute. Philip likes these guys. Oh, thank you. Oh. So cute. Okay, now I'll remember what they're called when I get home. Today was an absolutely amazing day, and I can't even believe that we got the news that we were hoping for the barn. It has been much anticipated, and now we can just breathe and do the rest of the preparations that we need to for the barn to be able to start working on that, hopefully, fingers crossed, by the end of May, as long as weather cooperates. Over the next couple of weeks, we have quite a few outdoor projects to finish up and some that we need to get to, like, for example, finishing up the shelving and the interior of the greenhouse so we can get all of our starter seeds, because we plan on growing all of our own fruits and vegetables this year. And we have a lot of things that we want to get ready and get in and implemented onto the homestead, because when we're working on the barn, we want those things to be growing and working and functioning all in the background, because we're going to be totally dove right into this barn the whole time we're building it. It's going to be an every single day build, and we're going to be showing you daily episodes on that. And so we want to make sure that everything else on the homestead is functioning as seamlessly as possible so we can focus on the barn and just caring for the animals while we're doing that. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to be working here in the bathroom, actually working on it also today for tomorrow as well. And I want to show you something that I need to change in the bathroom. And no, I'm not making any changes, aesthetic changes in terms of paint color or anything like that, but I want to show you what I'm talking about and then see if you agree or disagree with my thought on this, because I've now been staring at it for about a week. And just an update, our mirror has stood just fine, and I did use mirror adhesive, which is for gluing heavy mirrors on the wall. So those of you who are worried that my mirror maybe didn't make it for the rest of the evening after our last episode, don't worry. Mirror holding strong, and I used the right supplies, and I could not do the wire based on how it hangs on the back. So although it's hard to explain on video, doing that option, finding a set and wiring it, was not going to hang this level on the wall. And so we had to go with a completely different option. Okay, here's my problem, or my visual problem in the bathroom here. You saw that I did this hanging bathroom shower curtain rod above the clawfoot tub. And the tub is going to be about 6 inches taller up at the window ledge here because I need to put the claw feet on. But I am not happy with the height that it's hanging. I feel like it needs to look much more grand, and because it's sitting basically level with that frame and it's not up higher, maybe only 4 or 6 inches from the ceiling, it's looking very short and it needs to look taller and more grand. It's almost the same height as the mirror, and so I feel like if I elevate this up, it's going to make it look that much bigger and more of a focal point when you walk in. So my problem is that this hanger here has twisted in and on this side and twisted in and on that side. And so it needs to be able to screw into the fixtures. If I cut an end to shorten that, then I'm not going to have my screw in spot. So I have a plan and I hope that it works tomorrow, but my idea is that I'm going to cut this shorter, I'm going to attach it, and then I'll be able to move up the post on the end. I'll just have a couple small little holes to fill here, but then it will be done right and it will be perfect in the height that I think that it needs to be, because it's just not giving me the grand vibes that I know that it has the potential to give, being that much shorter. So I'm gonna just show you a vertical here so you can see what I mean by it kind of appearing short. And because it's hanging, I would say almost 2.5 feet from the ceiling, it's just not giving that overall appearance I'm looking for. And remember also, it's even gonna appear even more shorter when it's up on the actual legs. It's just gonna have that 4-foot space. So I feel like I'm gonna make that change and it's gonna make the world of difference. And once I put the feet on the tub, I just need to hang a couple of storage solutions, like towel hooks and things like that, and decorate this bathroom and do a little bit of like dapping seam work around the top molding here. And then this bathroom will be completely done. So I am so excited to show you the final reveal, and we're gonna decorate this together. So if you wanna do that with me, let me know in the comment section, and I'll be sure to make sure that you get to decorate this bathroom with me when we put everything together for the final reveal of this space. But thank you so much for cheering us on. And I know that there'll be many of you who will understand our pure excitement over the information we got today about the barn, and that you're excited about that series coming up. So thank you so much always for being part of my family's journey. I love you, and I will see you on tomorrow's episode.